Welcome back to another edition of Can You Reach the Summit? We're joined by the St. Thomas men's basketball head coach, John Tower, and junior guard, Anders Nelson. This is part of our Explore the Summit series where we're getting to know our newest member, the Tommies, a little bit better. They're competing against one of their other teams. The women's soccer team put up 1,800 points in this earlier in the week. So we're going to see if the men's basketball team can outdo them in our little trivia game that we have here. First off, Coach, it's, taking that jump from D3 to D1, what's the buzz been like on campus, and just how has your world kind of changed with that transition?
Well, I think, thanks for having us on, Ryan. I think there's a lot of excitement, not just on campus, but around the Twin Cities and the state to have only the second Division I team in the state of Minnesota and to join a league like the Summit League. I think, obviously, we're all, really honored to be a part of this transition. I've been at St. Thomas 26 years, including my time as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. And so it's a university that's very near and dear to my heart. We've been fortunate to just get a chance to coach so many unbelievable student athletes. Anders, I think, epitomizing that currently. And so while we're making this jump and we're really excited, I also think there's something about St. Thomas and who we are as an institution that this is kind of a natural outgrowth. If you look at where St. Thomas was in the 60s and 70s as a university or as a college at that time, and the changes that have gone on over the last 50 years, I think this is entirely consistent with that. And so we're very thrilled to be here today and also really excited about joining the Summit League.
Awesome. Anders, if you can just kind of piggyback off that from a student athlete perspective and you making that transition from a D3 athlete to a D1 athlete.
No doubt. I think Coach Tower, hit the nail on the head per usual. He's pretty good at doing that. But, it's definitely been exciting. Things haven't seemed too different without everybody on campus yet, but definitely some good buzz around, like Coach Tower said, the Twin Cities and just basketball fans around Minnesota. So it's been interesting for sure, coming right from Division III, but I think everybody's really excited for the most part. So, we're just ready to get to work and, couldn't be more excited.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. So we'll jump into the first little trivia element here of the game. It's Summit League 101's kind of the theme. And the first one that we're going to go through is Summit League nicknames. So let's test your guys' knowledge on the different nicknames. So there's 8 on the board. There's obviously 10. So the Tommies are 1. That's not going to be on there. And then I already took off Jackrabbits just because they're the closest one mileage-wise to you guys. So you can't say Jackrabbits. But all of these are worth 100 points. You guys can collaborate, go back and forth if you want to. Coach, you can take a turn. Anders, you can take a turn. Or you guys can just kind of rapid fire and see how many you guys get.
There's no phone a friend or anything like that, Ryan. This is just the two of us on an island together.
I was pretty liberal with my clues to the women's soccer team to help them out, so I will be fair to you guys.
We may ask you for those. Okay, I'm going to start. We'll go with the Bison, our friends in Fargo. How about that?
Bison are on there, 100 points.
I'm going to follow up with South Dakota, the Coyotes.
How about Billy Donlin and the Kangaroos? Is that right?
That's on there.
Roos, there we go.
Really the Roos, but we'll give it to you.
What's North Dakota now? Fighting Hawks.
You guys are rolling 4 for 4.
Let's go. We might need a clue here. Get us going again.
All right. This team made the Sweet 16 last year.
Roberts. I can't remember their mascot. Eagles or something.
This stumped the women's soccer team too, if it makes you feel better.
Not necessarily.
I'll give you the same similar. There's a color, and then the mascot flies.
Blue Jackets.
Funny, it's not Blue Jackets, but they said Blue Jays, and so you guys are on the same wavelength. Denver.
Pioneers. Pioneers.
Yeah.
Got that one.
Illinois.
Western Illinois, I want to say. Western Illinois, is that an M? Does it start with an M?
It doesn't. It's a unique name, though. It's got kind of like a oil, they used to work on oil fields. Their mascot's a bulldog with a chain around his neck, so that doesn't really give away their what they're called.
Oh, it's like is it something leather?
Leathernecks.
Yes.
That's teamwork right there.
As a team.
Point guard set me up. I never dunked, but he threw me an alley-oop. Okay, who do we got left? We got Nebraska, Omaha, and Oral Roberts.
I should know. It's not.
So for Omaha, the clue I gave him was a character from Top Gun.
Mavericks.
Yep.
Got it.
Great clue. And so now we're just looking at Oral Roberts, not the Golden Flash. Did you tell us blue is correct?
Eagles?
He said it.
Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles.
Got it. 8 for 8. You guys are on a roll. All right, last one's done. You did miss 1X, but you didn't get 3, so you got the full category. So
I feel like a student in class where you're stuck halfway through and you got to just calm down a little bit, regroup.
No doubt.
This is more pressure than you told us, Ryan. I didn't realize we were going to be under the gun like this.
The women's soccer ones is really comical. It was a lot of fun. You guys you blew through that category a lot better than they did. So you guys are off to a good start. Let's get back to basketball. Coach, tell us a little bit about program, style of play. Like what's your expectations going into year one?
Yeah, I think all of us, staff and players alike. I mean, there's certain. This is an historic transition, right? No institution's done this jump from D3 to D1. And so I think I think we know there's going to be a lot of learning. We know the outstanding programs in the Summit League, obviously Oral Roberts' success this season, but the competitiveness within the Summit League. And so I think, as we enter year one, this is probably cliche, but it's more about how do we compete? How do we play together as a team? And traditionally our style has been one that I think is predicated on skill, unselfishness, playing up-tempo basketball, and being able to shoot threes, and I think play together with pretty good synergy, and all while taking care of the ball. Now we know that the level of competition is going to go up significantly, but I think we're very committed to recruiting those kind of players and playing a style that's both fun for the fans, but also one that basketball people will enjoy. Guys like Anders, Riley Miller, Ryan Lindbergh, Bert Hedstrom, all 4 of them have started really the better part of 4 years for us. When I look at the way they play, that's not going to suddenly change, whether we want it to or not. We're really thrilled to get to coach guys like this. And so I think that's what you're going to see from us stylistically. What we always talk about is hopefully our fans watch these guys play and know, number one, how much they love basketball, number 2, how much they love each other, and number 3, how committed they are to playing the right way. And so, year one's going to be a great learning experience, just getting to know all the teams in the Summit. One of our assistants, Gamale Ahalegbe, comes from University of South Dakota, and so he has more experience with the Summit League. So even though this is my 22nd year coaching college basketball, I'm really excited about the challenge of joining a new conference.
I'll give G a shout out. I worked with him at the University of North Dakota before he went to South Dakota, so I know him pretty well, and I know he was excited to get back home to the Twin Cities and go through that transition with you guys. So you made a really good hire in him.
Thank you.
All right, Anders, from a student athlete perspective, I'm assuming you arrived at St. Thomas thinking D3 the whole way. Now you're going to D1. Like, how's that changed for you? Like, has it done anything to shift like your perspective or anything like that? Like, what's going on in a student athlete's mind that's making this transition?
No, definitely. I mean, quite the interesting text or email to get when you're sitting in class on a Tuesday in the fall of your sophomore year, figuring out that we're going Division I. But it's definitely exciting to hear that news. It's been a work in progress for a while now, especially working through COVID times and everything like that. It's definitely weird leaving Division III, especially for guys who committed here thinking they were going to play 4 years. I think basketball is even a little different in that sense, considering we were able to keep most of our core, whereas some teams weren't able to do that so much with more guys. But just to be able to do it with these guys and this coaching staff and all of us players trusting JT to make some new hires and bring some new faces in the room. I just think, it's more exciting than anything. I think a lot of us are really curious, but, it's hard to really know until we jump right in and still summer. So, we're just anxious to get going.
Awesome. And the little graphic that we have on the screen there has Coach behind you, but I know on the all-time scoring list at St. Thomas that Coach is actually a little bit ahead of you by a couple hundred points. So you're, I think, 214 points behind him. So just out of curiosity, how many games is it going to take you to get past Coach?
Man, you know what? I would like to say a number, but I'm just going to say no comment. I think I know better sitting next to Coach Tower here.
Let's keep in mind that Anders has played 2 years and 7 games, so he's basically scoring twice as many points per game as I did. So we don't want to break out any old film. We don't want to make any comparisons about who the better player is. All of us are well aware of that.
I wasn't above the rim like Coach Tower though. That's for sure.
Good stuff. I just figured I'd throw that little jab in there to see if you took the bait. All right, let's figure out a little more about the Summit League. List number 2 is Summit League cities. All right, so again, there's 8 listed. Then list St. Paul.
Let's just start right where I did last time. Let's go Fargo. Can we do that?
Yep, you got Fargo. Okay. Actually, the women's soccer player went Bison first and Fargo first. So there's just something about Fargo and the Bison that resonates in Minneapolis, I guess. So there's one not on here, and it's one of the 3 obvious ones. It's Denver. So can't pick Denver. Okay. Everything else is on the board.
All right. Well, I'll just say Omaha next. That's an easier one, I guess.
Right.
I'll go right to Kansas City.
Yeah.
We're on fire here, Ryan. This is real.
I know the first 3, those are softballs. So
it's going to get a little tougher
here. A little harder.
Grand Forks.
How about Vermilion? Coach G would want me to make sure to get a plug in for Vermilion.
Absolutely.
We got Kansas City.
We got South Dakota State, Western Illinois. And
where's Western Illinois?
Western Illinois. How about we go to Macomb, Illinois?
Yep.
You look a little surprised, Ryan, that I pulled that one out of there.
Macomb was solid. That was good. That was one that the women's soccer team did not get, and I tried to give them clues. What do you brush your hair with? Like it was. I think they might have eventually got it, but I tried to come up with different clues. So I'm glad I didn't have to go that route this time.
Okay, so we still have South Dakota State, and we've got Oral Roberts. How about Tulsa?
Tulsa, this is too easy. Well, you are a doctor, so I figured you'd be pretty smart. So I'm not surprised with this.
I'm just gonna let you finish.
South Dakota State.
It's I think you said the city name earlier too. That's why I'm kind of lacking right now. I know you know, so I'm gonna let you go.
You got a hint for him, Ryan? Trying to think of.
Think of a small stream of water, maybe.
I should know this. This is the one that's gonna haunt me. Go ahead, JT.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
There's twins in the NBA, the Lopez twins, maybe one of their first names.
Brookings.
Got it. All right. You
Quick
guys run the
Brooke
board.
Lopez shout out too. Gotta love that.
Right? Whatever you can do to try to help you guys out. All right. Well, these 2 categories are I kind of had a feeling you guys might do pretty good with these 2. So congratulations. You got 1,600 points. So the third list, we'll get to in a minute, but you guys are going to do just fine, I think, as far as beating the women's soccer team. But that's not what this is about. It's about having fun. It is about competing. Let's be honest. You're getting your first D1 win right here on Can You Reach the Summit? All right, let's get back to St. Thomas. Coach, you mentioned it. I think you said 25, 26 years at the institution. What makes it so special?
Well, I think it's the confluence of a lot of things, right? And I'm, again, biased because I grew up in St. Paul. My dad graduated here in 1963. He used to take me to basketball games. My earliest memories of basketball games were the late 70s, going to the old O'Shaughnessy Hall. And I think if you look at how St. Thomas has changed over the years, from going co-ed in the late 70s to going from a college to a university in 1990, adding a law school in 2000, and now our College of Business, School of Engineering, 2-year college, Doherty Family College, et cetera. I think sort of the entrepreneurial spirit of St. Thomas, our location in the Twin Cities, which affords all of our students, I think, some unique opportunities, both professionally, culturally, socially, but then our mission statement that at the end of the day, what binds us together, right? We're in a great location in the Twin Cities. I think the things that St. Thomas has done, from the programs to the buildings to the people, is really important. But our mission at its core, it talks about educating morally responsible leaders who think critically, act wisely, and work skillfully to advance the common good. And that's a phrase, a mission statement. It's only 30 words long, but our players hear it a lot because everything we do in basketball should reflect that mission statement. And if you think about great point guards, and Anders is certainly one of them, thinking critically, acting wisely, working skillfully to advance the common good. I mean, that really sounds like your prototypical point guard. And so I think that's, to me, what makes this place so special is we talk about finding people who are running to St. Thomas, right? That this transition is historic. It's really exciting, but it's also going to be a lot of work and is both exciting and can be daunting at times. And I think getting people who are running, whether it be players, whether it be coaches, and everybody else from the administration to the faculty to the students, who buy into that mission statement. Every team needs a superordinate goal. A mission statement is a guiding principle. And so that to me, at its core, is what every day gets me excited about going to St. Thomas, knowing that we have so many people bought into living that out.
Awesome response. Anders, can you follow that one up? I know you're an Edina kid, so you grew up around it too, and probably.
Yeah. Oddly enough, one thing we do have in common is I was coming to St. Thomas games as a kid too. I mean, I was lucky enough to have an older role model who was an Edina guy, Will DeBerg, who played here when I was probably in 5th grade. He came here, maybe 4th. And so I was able to, see campus at an early age and, come to a couple of JT's camps too, probably 5th, 6th, 7th grade. So just being around for a while, it wasn't hard to tell that St. Thomas is, a premier university. And, when it came down to making my college decision, I was deciding between, a few schools at a few different levels. And when I decided that Division III was probably going to be the best option for me, I just knew it was going to be St. Thomas. They just handled themselves so professionally. And it's just very well known that, St. Thomas handles themselves like they had always handled themselves like a Division I school. And that really stuck out to me. And piggybacking off what JT said, like behind that mission statement and everything else, like the school is really run like that. And I think, majority, if not all the people that get to spend time here pick up on that pretty quickly.
Gotcha. Coach, interesting that he went to your camps as a 5th, 6th, 7th grader. What's your earliest memory of Anders?
Oh man, he was just like you'd think he is. I mean, he's ultra competitive. And so he was probably the 5th and 6th grader that went 20-1 during the week of camp, and that one loss, we may have had to pull him aside and be like, look, it's okay. But he burns really hot. He works as hard at basketball as anybody I know and always has. But he's also an incredible person. If you watch him walk around campus, he's really humble. He takes nothing for granted. And I think Anders and all the guys in our program right now, and this is shared by student athletes around the country, I think they're really living out something that has been a really challenging time for all of us. Like when I look at his freshman year, he came in and we had won 12 straight conference titles, and we didn't win the year before he got here. And his freshman year, he helped lead us to the Sweet 16, led us in points, assists, steals, and even rebounds as he'll say 6'1" guard, I'll say 5'11". And we went to the Sweet 16. His sophomore year, we ranked 4th in the country, and we're in the Sweet 16 before COVID wiped out the national tournament. And then this past season, we were undefeated and ranked 2nd in the country. And so you think about his 3 seasons, from the excitement of winning his freshman year before losing the Sweet 16, a season ended by COVID, a season marred by COVID, and now going into Division I. Whatever he does in life, he's going to be able to draw on those experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the teamwork and togetherness. And so I think, I saw that in Anders as a young athlete, but he's just been incredible to work with over his 3 years here, because he is such a good person, but he's also really dedicated to being the best player he can be, and incredibly receptive to feedback. I mean, probably as good as anybody I've ever coached is when you sit down with him the day after a game, you start showing film, you don't even get to talk, because he's immediately just being accountable for, I screwed this up, I screwed that up. And sometimes he probably is his own worst critic, where you have to remind him, yeah, but you also did these 12 things really, really well. So he's a joy to coach.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a great ambassador, and probably the perfect guy to lead your program into this transition too. So kudos to you, Anders. Sounds like you're got a good head on your shoulder. So we're excited to have you guys in the Summer League. Let's get to list number 3 here. So this is going to be our all-time men's basketball Summer League tournament champions. There's 7 on the board. These 7 have won at least 2 titles. The sub-note here is there's a handful that are former members.
Mm-hmm.
Those are worth 200 points apiece. So there's a little bonus for knowing any former members. And then there's, I think, 3 current members. So I'll start the clues, but I'm going to be a little tougher on the clues since you guys rolled through the first 2.
All right. Let's start. I'll start off with North Dakota State.
They have won 5. They lead the way. They share the lead for the current members with the most tournament titles.
Well, who won last year? North Dakota State?
Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts.
They've won several, yes.
They've got 4. So they had won 3 in a row back, I think, 08, 09, and 10, and then they finally got one back last year. That was quite the run by the Golden Eagles. That was a lot of fun for our league. We've only had 3 teams to make the Sweet 16 in our men's history, so that was pretty magical. And then Max Asmus has that shot to beat Arkansas that just rims out. So that would have been our first Elite Eight. So we were that close. So you guys are coming in a pretty competitive league. They were the number 4 seed in our postseason tournament. So that goes to show you, the success that our league has had. So, all right, you got 2 right out of the way. So I think 1800s actually you guys won, but we'll just keep having some fun and see what you guys can come up with.
Let's go South Dakota State.
They're the other one with 5. So the Jackrabbits and Bison they were, I think, the last 8 years before Oral Roberts got this one. They had kind of gone back and forth a little bit and a couple runs here and there, but those 2 had been pretty towards the top of our tournament anyway.
So now you're saying the other 4 are all former members, is that right?
Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up. That is correct.
Wow. Who moved out? Was Merton Alway in there?
I don't know. Do you want to give us a hint to get us started?
I'll give you the same hint that I gave women's soccer on this team. It's a, what did I say?
Hold on, before we get to your hint, we want to go IPFW, Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Is that on there?
It's not. You got one X.
All right, let's get a hint.
All right. This is a city in California, but the school is not in California.
Oakland.
I went like Major League Baseball, and they named the Dodgers, the Angels, the Giants, the Padres, and Vic is from California, but she couldn't get the A's, so they missed that one. 3 more.
Valpo in there?
I don't know if they let's go with that.
All right.
Valpo was actually the one with the most.
Let's go.
Look at that.
They were one of our Sweet 16 teams, if you remember the Drew shot to beat Ole Miss to get past the first round. So they They have a lot of history in our league. They've won the most with 8. So there's 2 more. These might be stretches, but I'll give you some hints. One's in a state that borders Minnesota. Is that fair?
I'm going to go with might be your.
It's a state where you have a couple of degrees from, Coach.
Okay. Let's go with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
UW Milwaukee?
Strike 2.
Okay, then we got to go right to Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Coach Bennett, were those the Dick Bennett years?
They were, yeah. Tony Bennett was our MVP a couple years as well.
My son is going to play for Gary Gresh at St. Norbert. Gary was on those teams as well. All right, Green Bay. So let's go. Got any hints?
One extra. So this is for perfection. I mean, if you guys want to think about it or just guess right away.
Is there? I mean, I know we're using all of our hints here, but
I can give you a hint. The mascot is definitely something that you wouldn't want to run across in the wild.
Okay.
Big paws.
A lion, a tiger.
They're probably in Minnesota. There's a few. I've seen a few in Minnesota, actually.
Like a bear or something? Like only in there?
Or cowboys.
It's an animal. You said it. You said the nickname.
Lions or tigers?
No, he said. I thought he might have.
Oh, he said bear, maybe.
He did. I think they're the Bears. I hope they're the Bears. That's what I think. They are the Bears.
I mean, it could be. Go with them. The Black Bears, are they?
Is that Montana State?
I think confirm that I'm giving you right clues real quick. I'm pointing. Yeah, they're the Bears. They are. Right. Let's give you one more hint. Steve Alford used to coach there.
Southwest Missouri State.
You got it. It's Missouri State, but you got it. You ran the table, guys. Congratulations.
We ran it with a little help. You were great at distributing clues, Ryan.
Hey, that was a lot of fun. We've closing in on that 30-minute stretch, so want to get you guys back to what you need to be doing to prepare for your first season of the Summit League. Anders, Coach Tower, great time. Hopefully, this helps get you guys a little better known around the league, and I hope the folks enjoy it. And we'll see you guys down the road. I'm planning to make it to St. Paul for a game or two this year to check you guys out. So really appreciate your time. Great to get to know you. Great to hear the stories. Great to just kind of hear what St. Thomas is all about. So really appreciate it, guys.